Postmouse is a student-made project where you play as a mouse delivering the mail, while the pigeons who normally deliver the mail are missing. It's a cute game. I like the character designs. You're mostly doing platforming, a few puzzles, but nothing overly challenging. I could see this being expanded on in a number of ways with more story, more deliveries. I think you'll have a nice time with this one. Most of my complaints are with the optimization, which we'll get to now. Okay, so let's have a look at these settings here. So you can choose a keyboard, which is what I'm using, PlayStation controller or an Xbox controller, and then you can view the controls for whatever controller that you're using. So that's nice. You have a couple of options there. Not a lot of resolutions options here. There's only 3, which is not very much. Although it is nice that you can play in windowed full screen or windowed full screen. So those are good. You can do anti-aliasing, shadow quality, texture quality, and that's about it. That's really all the options that there are. It would be nice to have VSync because I did notice quite a bit of screen tearing, which was not great as I was playing. It wasn't too noticeable, but noticeable enough that I was like, it doesn't look great, but it's not too bad. Again, this is a student-made project. I can't be too harsh about it. But expanding some of these settings would be really nice. So, back to the game here. In my opinion, this distance blurring is way too much. This is too intense. I understand that maybe they did this so that they don't have to render all of the objects in the distance in as much detail, but this is overkill. This is way too much blurring. And at the same time, I feel like this game, in places, in here it doesn't look too bad, but in other places, objects that are close to you are too sharpened. So there's this weird mix of over-sharpening of nearby objects and over-blurring of faraway objects. So as I was playing this game, I did have to lower the resolution because if it's on a higher resolution, this game chugs hard. And I actually thought at first that it was because OBS was running, because I was recording this, that was causing that. But even when I ran the game without OBS, the fans I was noticing were spinning up a lot. It was pretty loud, even with my headphones on. And I ended up bringing the game all the way down to 1280 by 720. I lowered all of the graphical settings, the 3 that there are, down to low. And my fans were still spinning up. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why this game uses that much power and uses that much of my system to run it. But it's a lot. I don't think my system's any slouch. I am using an older graphics card. It's a GTX 2070 Super. But I had just built this PC like about a year ago. All the other parts are new. I just didn't have enough money to buy a new graphics card. I don't know why this is such a system hog. It runs smooth. I think it looks smooth here, but the fans were spinning up a lot. I don't know how hot the PC was getting, but just be aware of that. If you have an older system, maybe this won't run quite as well as you're expecting. Whenever I come across a student project, I like to check it out. I like to see what students come up with, and this is a competent platformer. I do think in the future that it can use some optimization and more options in the options menu, especially VSync, to get rid of that screen tearing. But I do like this game. It is free to play, so if you want to play it, go ahead and get it. You can probably beat this in under an hour, but I spent some time wandering around and looking at things, and at one point I got kind of stuck in one area with a puzzle. The answer was obvious, but I got stuck because I'm stupid. But check it out. It's free to play. You can get it now on Steam, and I think that you'll like it. And I think if any of these students happen to see this video, you did a good job. You get a thumbs up from me.